Hello, everyone. This is the Pocket Passer. I'm your host, Randy White. I hope all of you are having a fantastic day. I know I am because we're talking about football, and more specifically, we are talking about the Atlanta Falcons benching their quarterback with a 4-year, $180 million contract. Kirk Cousins is now on the bench, and Michael Penix has been named the starter in Atlanta. I can't lie, guys. This move came as a surprise to me, even with how Kirk Cousins has played. He's started picking 5 games now. He's started picking 5 straight games now. He's thrown 9 picks over that stretch, including a 4-pick game in their loss to the Chargers, and a not just winnable game, but honestly, probably should have been a 2-score win for the Falcons if Kirk Cousins doesn't turn the ball over 4 times. If he turns it over twice instead of 4 times even, the Falcons almost certainly win that game. We're talking mind-boggling, bamboozling interceptions thrown in that game. Unbelievably horrible performance by Kirk. He has really, really struggled. Kirktober has been over, and it has been absolutely brutal football to watch. Since that point, Kirk Cousins has 18 touchdowns and 16 interceptions, 3,500 passing yards. He started the season with a decent amount of picks being thrown, but overall he was playing pretty well. In his first 9 games, he threw 7 interceptions. And then in 5 games, he throws 9 picks. Absolutely brutal. So now the rookie quarterback is going to have a shot to try and right this Falcons season. And this is now a team that, despite sweeping their division rival Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they'll have to catch them in the divisional race as Tampa clobbered, mollywopped, demolished, dismantled, whatever word you want to use. It's what they did to the Chargers. 40-17 victory. Baker Mayfield is baking all over the field. Teams can't stop him. Mike Evans is healthy again. I mean, we saw Baker hold this Tampa Bay team together and keep them alive and keep them crawling into a spot where they might be able to survive and win the division without Mike Evans. Chris Godwin gone for the year. Mike Evans comes back. He lights it up. Baker's throwing seeds all over the yard to him. And now we've got a situation where Tampa has, I think, a 2-win lead in the division, something like that. Atlanta has completely collapsed on a 6-game slide. On a 4-game slide. They won against the Raiders, but it was not a pretty game. Shout out Daniel Carlson, or more like shout out the Atlanta Falcons special teams for blocking the extra point of Daniel Carlson and allowing all of the people who bet the Falcons to take the points at -5.5. All the people who made that bet, congratulations. The Atlanta Falcons special teams saved you big time, and you're able to cash out some money with that. Don't know how much you bet. I'm not going to go ahead and support gambling unwisely. Gamble responsibly, people. But other than that, really, really impressive job by Tampa Bay to crush their opponent. Atlanta gets a win, a much-needed win, but it's been ugly. Kirk Cousins has not played well, and now Michael Penix, a guy who lost the national championship but got his team the national championship, a top draft pick, the 8th pick in the NFL draft. We're going to get to see what he's made of here in this upcoming final 3 games of the season. So we're going to have Week 16. Atlanta plays the Giants at home in Atlanta, and then they play the Commanders in Washington, and to wrap up the season, they host the Panthers. So could Atlanta crawl their way into the divisional lead? Because they swept Tampa Bay, there was a real chance of that happening, but man, it's an uphill climb. They have not done themselves any favors. Kirk Cousins has not done himself any favors. This is a brutal situation. I feel bad for Kirk Cousins, but he did it to himself. You can't play that badly and justify keeping the job. I think they should have kept him as a starter just because I don't really support making quarterback changes when you're vying for a playoff spot this late in the season, especially when you know what Kirk is capable of. But at the end of the day, what you're capable of and what you actually perform, what you actually produce, 2 very different things. And at the end of the day, what you produce is what matters, and your capabilities, they'll get the door open for you, but your performance gets you through the door. And Kirk, he's been stuck on the other side of that door, and 5 weeks is way too long to not walk through it. So Michael Penix getting the start. There's a fair argument for it, even if I do slightly disagree with it. Very fair argument for it. Raheem Morris trying to keep this team alive and make a playoff push. But they've got bigger problems. Their pass rush stinks. Their defense hasn't been good enough, although it was good enough against a abysmal Raiders team with a quarterback that doesn't know how to read a defense or have any pocket presence. They'll have to get things figured out. They're not a real playoff contender. If they make the playoffs, any team who plays them should be throwing as close to a party as you can throw in the playoffs. It's playoff football. You got to take it seriously regardless. But if you're playing Atlanta, that's the easiest matchup in all of NFL playoff football for this year. That's all I got for you guys. Just wanted to touch base and talk about this news breaking today, just a few hours ago. Wanted to get my quick opinion out on it. I appreciate all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment what you think Atlanta should do. Should they keep Kirk Cousins, or was benching him and putting in Penix the right decision? Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Peace.